Live from PIX Plaza on 42nd Street, it's the PIX 11 News at 4.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
The wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down.
All right, well, since its release last month, people have been rushing to the theater and to Broadway to see Wicked. For people who have been dying to sing along, well, next week is your chance because sing-along screenings will be held at several theaters beginning on Christmas Day. But besides having a number of catchy tunes, the show also has some very important life lessons. So joining me now to talk about it is Ruth Rathblott, an author and TEDx speaker. First of all, welcome to the show.
I am so excited to be here, Arrianee.
I know, and we didn't coordinate the colors,
No.
guys. It just happened. All right, so when you watched the movie, what were some of the themes that stuck out to you?
Sure, and I am really excited to be here and talk about it because Wicked is universal. It has so many universal themes, the themes of belonging, the themes of connection, the themes of fitting in. And Arrianee, when we think about that, think about belonging, right? That idea of most of us want to feel like we belong. And yet, how do we do that when we feel so different? That's that importance of that belonging piece. The idea of even the tension that comes with when we feel like we have to connect with people, but we don't know how, right? Because we feel different. And even the idea, that's that power of connection. And even the piece around how do we fit in when we actually want to feel true to ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, especially when you're younger, you're more impressionable. You want to just be like everyone else, but you don't realize it's your individuality that makes you special. But you had a personal connection you felt to watching this movie. What was that?
Absolutely. The movie hit home from the minute the screen started, the credits started rolling. I had felt it. I was born with a limb difference and have felt like Elphaba different my whole life from the minute I was born. And I think like Elphaba, the stares, the things that people would say, the way that people asked questions about it made me feel different. And I think there was definitely that from the minute I saw Elphaba on screen and people kind of calling out her differences was something that was true to home. I also understood the freedom that came with her starting to accept herself and even the connections that she was building.
What was the moment for you that changed your perspective?
Yep. It was, first of all, hiding parts of yourself. So I hid my hand, my limb difference, for 25 years. So if I were sitting here with you, you would never know. I hid it in my pocket. I hid it under long sleeves. I hid it behind bags. I have a PhD in hiding. Like, I'm really good at it. Like most of us, we hide parts of ourselves. And for me, it was exhausting and it was lonely. And there was a space where at one point I thought, I'm not building the kind of connections and relationships I want. And I took someone's really good advice, which was slow down and invite someone in. Just tell one person about your difference and how you think about it. And when I invited that person in, Arrianee, it opened up worlds because they took away some of the narration I had in my head about how ugly this was, how difficult it was. And it also lowered the guards and the walls around me in terms of allowing other people in and allowing them to start to share the things that they felt challenged around, where they felt different.
I actually had a similar story. I was hit by a bus, and a lot of people know that. I used to hide my scars, like on my legs and everything, for so long until I realized they were unique to me, and they showed what I've overcome, the strength I had. And I was able to share my story with people, and it resonated with them.
100%, because that's the beauty of it. Most of us walk around thinking we're the only ones hiding something, right? And then when we start to share out that story, we realize, A, we're not alone. We're not the only ones. There's total freedom and connection when we start to share that story.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
Elphaba or Glinda?
Clearly, Team Elphaba.
I should have wore green because I want to be Elphaba too.
No, totally Team Elphaba. I mean, again, Elphaba is somebody who goes through, I mean, like most of us, she goes through that space of feeling different, like most of us do, that universal. She feels like she has to hide part of her powers and her spells, and then she starts to learn who can she trust, who can she not, and the freedom. I mean, in that last scene, she defies gravity. She flies off. I'm Team Elba.
I am
and
too,
Elphaba.
but I'm wearing pink, but I should have had green on. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. All right, and speaking of it, for more inspiration and being your authentic self, you can actually visit Ruth's Instagram page or her website. Both the information is on your screen. Chris.
Great message there.